Hello people, and hey everyone, or just anyone who's watching in general, how you doing? Welcome to the video. Also, welcome to my first long-form video of 2026, the new year as well. Happy New Year, even though I'm 6 days late to that. Today, I'll be ranking all of the skin rewards from the Piggy Holly Jolly Advent Calendar. Quickly before I start, this entire ranking is just my opinion, and my opinion only. Also, I'm only including the playable skins, so this doesn't include the build mode playamorphs or anything. Also, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the channel and help me reach 10k subscribers by the end of this year. Without further ado, let's begin. So starting this list off is the Robbie toy skin. I'm giving this one last place because for me, there just isn't a whole lot of interesting things to say about this skin, as it's just the Robbie skin, except with a few different body parts and some different colours, and that's all there is to say on this one. Number 23 is the Piggy Snow skin. Like the Robbie toy skin, same sort of reasons. The only thing I do like about this skin though is the added snow and ice details on the head and the rest of the body, but if I'm being honest, this skin doesn't really fit for me in a Christmas update considering the fact that it's a Halloween skin. Number 22 is Felix the Great Performer. I don't have a whole lot to say about this one, it's more detailed than the original Felix skin, but I'm giving this one the 22nd spot because personally, the rest of the skins put this one to shame. Coming up in the 21st spot is the Daisy Fashionista skin, also known as the Daisy Mary Poppins skin, if anyone remembers that. It was a faux pas that was quickly rectified to avoid copyright takedown. Anyway, onto the skin. The details are intricate and well modelled, with me also liking how they paid attention to detail with the arms, giving them what looks like metal snap buttons. It's probably not what they are, but that's what they look like to me. I like this skin overall, but the rest of my list I just think is more interesting. Taking the 20th spot is the Baron skin. Now, I know that I'm not the only person who was dying to see a Baron skin in the game, because Katie had one, Felix had one, and all that, but not Baron, nor Philip, who I'll actually be getting to in just a moment, but he's finally in the game now, so it feels like the closing to a chapter. The skin has a well-modelled detail theme overall, and it fits in pretty well being a lumberjack considering the fact that his weapon is an axe. I actually made a prediction once that if a Baron skin were to exist in Piggy, then he would be a lumberjack, and what do you know? I called it. Now on to number 19, which is the Chef Kitty skin. Like Baron, I also wish that there was a Chef Kitty skin in the game, because it would just make sense for Kitty to have one since she owns her own business in the mall, that being Kitty's Kitchen. About the skin itself, it's a big glow up from the original Kitty skin, and because it's 2026, Piggy skins are just generally more detailed these days. Also, I think her apron design is cute. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Number 18 is Philip, like I said, who I'll be getting to in a moment. I'll be honest here, Philip's occupation wasn't anything like what I predicted him to be. I'm not revealing what my prediction for his occupation was, so I'll leave that up to your imagination to decide, but you get the picture. Overall, solid skin. Nicely detailed and all, nothing too crazy and anything. Also, it was funny to me how in the Holiday Spirit cutscene it used to say that he was a waiter at a restaurant, but that was eventually changed to a bodyguard for whatever reason. My only two guesses is that either it was just a mistake on the developers team part, or they just didn't even know what Philip's occupation was and just made up one for him on the spot. Imagine if it still said that he was a waiter, but then something in Piggy Intercity retconned that. That would be funny. Number 17 is the Mousy Elf skin. So, Mousy being an elf out of all things, I'll admit I didn't expect, but I'm not complaining nonetheless because I do like this skin. In my head, picturing the image of Mousy being dressed up as an elf, it's cute to me. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. It's cute to me. Number 16 is the Ghosty Pirate skin. I really love the usage of Budgie being Ghosty's shoulder pet. I feel like it's a nod back to the update in 2020 when Budgie and Ghosty were added to the game for the first time. This is a pretty good skin for what it is, as I have more skins to rank which will honestly put this and the previous ones to shame. But that's not to say that I'm not going to take the time to appreciate this for what it is. It's a nicely modelled skin. Also, this pretty much solidifies the fact that Ghosty is in fact a woman, because I'll be honest, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one who thought this, but I did not know that Ghosty was a woman. I thought that she was a man.
That's a woman?
Taking the 15th spot is the Frosty Ice Queen skin. Now, I'm going to enter the extravagant skin zones now, which is what I like to call the upcoming parts of this video from here on. Now, about this skin, I just like how this looks as a whole. Details, how it's modelled and all that. The weapon part is also one of my favourite parts of the skin, and the clothing details are very intricate. Number 14 is the Marie Noir skin. I like this skin for one specific reason, and if you already caught on then congratulations, because he looks a lot like Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I still think that's a really good movie. Pop culture references aside though, this skin gives off this eerie mundane feeling which I think adds well to the atmosphere of certain maps like the Sewers map in Book 2 for example, and Mansion as well. Overall, a good skin. And coming in at number 13 is the Ray's Crystallized skin. Being a consistent Piggy player, I was never really a fan of the Ray skin, it just looked ugly to me, and the jump scare sounds were so annoying, both versions, so that includes the old one and the new one. But this time, he's actually had a glow up. Glow up. He looks a lot more like he's had something twisted done to him than look like some random hobo that was pulled off of the streets. Even if his jump scare sound is very annoying, it's a good skin. Number 12 is the Rain Desert Sweet Skin. I was originally going to rank this lower on the list, lower as in higher, closer to the largest number, not the smallest, but I've given it the 12th spot because I think it's a really cool skin. It's way more detailed than the original Rain Desert skin, and it's good to see the skin getting some more attention too, as Rain Desert isn't a very used skin, at least for me anyway, since I barely see people play as her. But yeah, she gets the 12th spot on my list. Number 11 is the Billy Windsor Bison skin. I was going to give this a lower ranking, and I actually feel kind of bad for giving this skin 11th place, but the rest of the skins just don't compare it to me personally. Nonetheless, this is a great skin. Love the details and how it's designed, also considering that it was made by 10 Years Flea, Billy's creator. I remember seeing the leak for this, I knew it was going to be a good skin either way. So finally getting down to the top 10 now, it's the Spidella Tarantula skin. Like Ray's, I was never a fan of this skin, especially because it was often associated with a certain someone whose name begins with the letter P, which I will not be naming for obvious reasons, if you know you know. But having learned to separate the art from the artist, I've come to appreciate the skin more and look at its positive qualities above everything else. The vibe which this skin gives off to me is a Halloween costume sort of vibe. It just looks that way to me. It looks like something that you would wear on Halloween. But it's a pretty good skin, all things considered. Now onto the remaining 9 skins. Number 9 coming in is none other than Dimitri. I feel like Dimitri is a fan favourite on here. That's just an assumption on my base on speculation, but I'll just say it's insanely well detailed, has awesome custom emotes like the Metro Man dance from Megamind, and Quintrell Jenkins' animations also did a great job with his voice lines too. An amazing skin this is, one of my personal favourites out of them all. Moving on to number 8, it's the Twins doll skin. I absolutely love how the skin looks. A detail which caught my attention especially was the fact that they don't have a pair of wings each, and instead there's only one pair of wings, but each of the 2 parts of it are on one of them. That's got to be some kind of symbolism or something. I just know it is. Really great skin this one is. Number 7 is the Dakota Knight skin. The details on this look amazing, insanely realistic. I just love how it looks. Dakota being a knight too also fits because he's a very tall person, so if he was ever a knight, he would probably be an absolute unit on the battlegrounds during combat, definitely deserving the 7th place spot. Coming in at number 6 is the Dino Piggy plushie skin, another skin that has an amazing amount of details and is just overall appealing to look at and play as. Like the Ray's Crystallized skin, this gives off the vibe of something. This gives off the vibe that something sinister happened to him, like someone deliberately made him like this and he wasn't just like this to begin with. You know, kind of like a twisted experiment toy. Now entering the top 5, the 5th place contender is the Gus skin, one of my personal favourites out of all of them. It's just such a well-made skin. 3 little gnomes stacked on top of each other like 3 little coordinated triplets. It's both a funny and cute skin idea, and funny observation that I made as well is that this skin puts the twin skin to shame as there's 3 individuals present in one skin instead of just 2 like the twins. Overall, this is one of the best skins. Number 4 is the Delta War Machine skin. One of the best, hence the low ranking closer to number 1. Seriously, I love how the skin looks, it's so well detailed. Also, it doesn't really look like the original Delta skin either, which is something that I like about it. Like, it's its own different individual entirely. I mean, seriously, just look at this guy. They made modifications to him like hell. The animations on him are really good as well, and I'm all for it because it's a really good skin. Coming in on that bronze pedestal on the third spot is the Angel Whiteout Queen skin. Again, like the Delta War Machine, amazingly detailed and a great skin to look at and play as. It's a very ethereal looking skin too. That's just an observation I made, to me anyway. Also to me, this just deserved a third place spot because of how well it's designed. No offense to any of the other skins, of course. And coming in on the silver pedestal on the second spot is the Toby Icebreaker skin, and holy hell is this an amazing skin. Seriously, this just deserves second place, I'll be straight up. It's got a fantastic design, and like Delta, doesn't look much like the original skin counterpart, which gives off the vibe of it being its own different individual entirely. He is a bit of a small skin though. I mean, if you've stood next to an average Roblox player, he's a pretty little man, but nonetheless, an extremely good skin. And finally we get to number 1, the first place spot, the golden pedestal. It's the Devil Frostbite Matriarch skin. I don't really know where to begin on this, because I'm pretty sure the image of the skin alone can do all the talking and explaining here. It's just so good looking compared to every other skin on this list. This just didn't compare to anything else, you know. Whoever designs these skins, seriously, you're such an MVP in my books. And it's also just great in general to see Devil getting some more attention too, as she's a pretty underrated skin. But there you have it. Those are all of my ratings. So, we've reached the end of the video now. I do hope you enjoyed this ranking session. If you did, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, also leave a comment because it helps out with the engagement a lot. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.